Minnesota Vikings rookies and quarterbacks report to CCO Performance Center Bar and Grill to kickstart my heart. Training camp is going to go down 2020 one time. So the aforementioned quarterbacks are in town. We're going to start our, I don't know, training camp preview series. Sure. Talking about quarterbacks. Let's do that up. So it starts and ends with Kirk Cousins, employee number 8, the 3-year, $84 million man, followed up by a 2-year, $66 million man. He's the ninth highest paid athlete in the world last year, which is just, just funny, right? But the Tim Pot Pizza Ranch dictator, the sleep number czar. Yeah, we'll just branch off all these nicknames on Kirk Cousins based on his jabroni endorsements. But Kirk, I mean, the season rides or dies with Kirk. I think that he had his best season of his career last year in 2019. Really stepped up, as well as he looked a lot more comfortable. And also it looked like he was starting to take over, realize that this is his team now. 2019, he was sort of like the new kid in school, which is kind of like, yeah. But you saw that Kirk Cousins does have a bit of cojones on him, still has one of the best deep balls in the league. Big-time, prime-time win versus a team with a winning record in Dallas. Finally beat Dallas, as well as, of course, the wild card win down in New Orleans. Just complete huevos from Kirk Cousins. And the Vikings will go as far as he takes them, and part and parcel as far as the offensive line will allow Kirk Cousins to take the Vikings too as well. But Kirk, 2012 fourth round pick out of Michigan State, because that was the year that they traded heaven and earth to get up to 2 to take RG3, and then they took some jabroni in the third round. Don't remember, might have been a linebacker, and then in the fourth round they took Kirk. How about that vote of confidence for RG3? Great. Eventually took over starter there, played the franchise tag game for 2 years, 2016, 2017, and then came over to the Vikings as a 2018 free agent signee. Last year, threw for 3,603 yards, 26 touchdowns, 6 picks, 107.4 quarterback rating last year, as well as set career highs. Quarterback rating, QBR, DVOA, PFF, by all metrics and black and white stats, besides passing yards, but passing yards is stupid. Kirk Cousins was just amazing last year. So again, stay healthy. No alien abductions. Put him down in the bunker, the alien abduction bunker proof bunker, as well as no Rona one time. Then the Vikings will have a chance to hoist that Jerome Barty in February or I don't know, April if they push back the season. Next up, Sean Mannion, QB2, you know what the drill is. 2015 third-round pick by the Rams. Now, he'd been the backup there for Jared Goff for a number of seasons until Sean McVay decided, hey, you know who's a better option? Blake Bortles. So Sean Mannion came over last season, signed with the Vikings 2019. He started Week 17. The free skate against the Bears was 12 for 21 for a $126, 2 picks, and not great. So I'm under no illusion that Sean Mannion, if he's forced to play, if something happens to Kirk, that he would go on a Case Keenum type run. I just don't think that's in the cards for him. So maybe that's the plan all along. Like, if the Vikings do lose Kirk, they're like, all right, we're taking a knee on this entire season. We're just going to run out the clock, and we're going to tank. We're going to go get Trey Lance or Trevor Lawrence, etc. So, yeah. Next up, so Jake Browning, who I've sort of come around on, just from what we're hearing from people that we respect, that Jake Browning is starting to become a bit of a coach's favorite. 2019 UDFA, 2016 Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year, had that monster season 2016 with John Ross and Dante Pettis. Probably, if he was able to come out in the 2017 draft, it probably would have been. He might have been the first quarterback off the board. He may have been the number 1 overall pick, but was the all-time winningest Pac-12 quarterback in history, which is great. I mean, that happens if you're a 4-year starter, as well as I believe he's number 2 or 3 in terms of Pac-12's all-time leading passer. I mean, Washington State Jabroni is 1, and then also Sean Mannion is in the top 3, which is just thanks, Skippy. Oh yeah, you know who else was a 4-year starter in the Pac-12? Sean Mannion. Great job. But I don't know, perhaps Browning, even with the lack of offseason, maybe he'll find a way to work his way up into that QB2 spot. Probably unlikely. Didn't even get a ton of run last preseason. Now, zero preseason now, as well as was up and down between the practice squad and the 53-man rooster last year. Saw no game action. Lastly, the draft pick addition this year, Nate Stanley, quarterback out of Iowa. Big kid, big arm. not a lot of accuracy, not very fleet of foot, but was a 7th round pick this year. A 3-year starter at Iowa. Cool. Great, grand, wonderful. And it also, a mind-blowing anecdote is that Nate Stanley is only the second quarterback that's been drafted by the Vikings during the Mike Zimmer era. Like the other one, of course, was Teddy Bridgewater, 32 overall, 2014, which, Zimmer and Teddy were supposed to be tied at the hip, and then Teddy's leg fell off, which is just really unfortunate. But remember, the Vikings have tried this gong show of UDFA quarterbacks. Taylor Heineke, Joel Stave, Mitch Leidner. Remember that? That was good times. Kyle Sluter, except then they didn't give him the time of day, which Sluter should be back on the roster, by the way, because of the Rona, but yeah. And now they're putting their faith in Nate Stanley. So I don't know. If I had to bet on between Browning and Stanley who would have a better career, I think that Stanley probably has a higher ceiling. Browning has a higher floor. So safer bet, probably go Browning. So I don't know. Maybe since it's such a long shot anyway, maybe should just go with a more highly variable guy. So maybe Nate Stanley. Sure. But either way, Cousins goes down. Sort of effed straight in the A. Maybe should have signed Andy Dalton. But I don't know. But that's it. That's our quarterback preview for training camp. Minnesota Vikings reporting today. It's going to be a good time. Your thoughts, let us know in the comments section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work, pull us on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull, production value.